What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'll be going over how to get a perfect on any college exam or exam in general. So be sure to listen to all the tips and tricks, and I'll see you at the end of the video for a special surprise. Exams are very hard. School is very hard. Life is very hard. But it all starts with just bettering yourself. And in this world, right, education is priority. And sometimes to get to the next level of education, to get that degree, to get that credit, you need to do well in exams. And it kind of sucks that, today's educational system is exam heavy, but it is what it is. So let's talk about how to get perfect on a college exam. The first technique is to practice Pomodoro or Animedoro. Now, Animedoro is a technique made by Josh Chen. I don't know if he coined it, but basically the idea of Pomodoro itself is where you study for like 45 minutes and you take a 10 to 20 minute break. Then study for another 45 minutes, take a 10 to 20 minute break. Personally, the 45 minutes of work just isn't enough time to really, enter your flow state and do diligent work. So what I like to do is personally work for an hour and then take like a 15 to 20 minute break, sometimes even a 25 minute break. Maybe watch the latest episode of Squid Games. What this does is it limits the amount of distraction you have going on while you are working. Because how many times have you been studying for an exam and you open up your phone and check Instagram? And next 10 minutes later, you forgot what you just studied, you have to restudy it, and it's a big mishap, and you only cover one chapter in like 5 hours. So Pomodoro basically allocates space for you to study and have fun. So it's not like you're just studying for like 6 hours nonstop and you're stressed out and you're burnt out. You can still have fun, and it's honestly the best way, in my opinion, to really have fun while studying. And the whole idea of Animedoro is you basically watch an episode of anime after you're done your 45 minutes to 1 hour study. The next principle I want to go over is a Pareto Principle. This principle is probably one of the most powerful principles of life, and that is that 80% of results come from 20% of effort. Now, what this basically means is that at the end of the day, say you have multiple businesses, right? 20% of your businesses will be contributing to 80% of your profits. So if you have 10 businesses, 2 of them will be making you 80% profits, while the other 8 will be making you the rest of 20%. So if you're studying for a little bit, be sure to have quality study. And the Pomodoro fits well with the technique because it gives you that time to study as well as work and have some fun. And the best part about the Pareto Principle is that it can be applied to anything in life, not just exams. I know this video is focused on exams, but it can be applied to businesses, which I mentioned earlier. It can be applied to friendships. It can be applied to, honestly, every aspect of life. The third tip is to take past exams. So when you are studying for any exam, if you're not taking previous released exams or past exams that your professor may have put out, then you're studying wrong. I'm sorry to break it to you. People always say there's no correct way to study, but actually there is. Now, people who have gotten hundreds on exams, perfect scores, have gotten A's, A pluses in class, they have a proper way of studying. And I guarantee you that most of these students study practice exams that have been released from the past. The whole idea behind taking past exams isn't to, make sure that you know how to take an exam, because we all know how to take an exam, and it's not to burn you out. You may be like, well, how do I take a past exam? I'm going to take the exam in the coming days, and that's just like 3 hours here and 3 hours. There's so many examinations. But if you just break it up, maybe do half the exam on Monday, the other half on Tuesday, because your actual exam is on the next following Sunday, you can easily knock out 2 to 3 past exams and have good studying right there for your actual exam that's Sunday. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what's on the exam, right? And you want the best representation of the exam. You want to take that so you at least know where you are. Because what if a week before the exam, you take a practice exam and you fail it? You do horrible. And you know that, well, you gotta really focus on studying. But say you do really well, you get 100%. Then you know you can take the rest of the week light, and that you only have to do minimal studying to make sure you maintain the knowledge in your brain. So if anything, it can be a good stress reliever. It can also be a good stress giver. But I personally take past exams for all of my major classes, all my computer science classes. I've taken a past exam. All my linear algebra classes, I've taken a past exam. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's probably the most effective thing you can do in any study regime. And usually taking the past exam part comes towards the end of the study regime, because you still have to study all the concepts and then act like you're taking the actual exam, but it's actually a released exam that was maybe a missed a year ago. And the fourth and final tip is to be realistic. Getting a perfect on an exam, like this video says, is probably really hard depending on what major you're in. If you're a business major, it's probably super easy. But if you're a computer science major, a bio major, it's probably near to impossible. But the reason I say still strive for that perfect, because it's one quote that I heard when I was in elementary school. It was literally plastered on the wall, and that was, shoot for the moon, because even if you shoot for the moon and you miss, you land among the stars. So basically what this means in terms of studying is aim for a perfect. Study as if you're trying to get a perfect score, and even if you don't get a perfect, you'll probably get 98%. or a 96%, or 91% even, but you still do pretty well. If you're shooting for a 70, if you mess up a little bit, which you're bound to mess up most likely, then you're gonna end up getting a 66, a 65, which is a D, which is practically failing. And over here, I don't want any of my subscribers to fail. So please shoot for a perfect, prepare as if you want that perfect, prepare as if your life depends on that perfect. And I guarantee you with this mindset, as well as the 3 other tips, you will be scoring perfects or near perfects on every single exam you take from here on out. And hopefully you don't have a lot of exams left in your college or high school career. Comment down below which one is your favorite tip if you practice any of them. Thank you all for watching. Peace.